Hi, in this video, I'll be discussing the fat soluble vitamins, all the fat soluble vitamins, vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K, all I'll be discussing. I'll be discussing all the features of all these vitamins, the deficiencies of these, what the features of deficiencies, what is their role in the body. I'll be discussing all of them. And this is a very important topic, as you can expect MCQs, many MCQs from this topic, from each one of them. So please pay attention as I'm going through. See, first of all, we will be seeing vitamin A. This is the most important one of them. Okay. See, the structure of vitamin A. Active forms of vitamin A are retinol, retinal and retinoic acid. Retinal is a component of the visual pigment rhodopsin. This makes vitamin A very important because retinal is a component of the visual pigment rhodopsin. Beta carotenes are found in certain plants, cleave to yield 2 molecules of retinal. Beta carotenes, these are found in plants, and when a beta carotene cleaves, beta carotene, it yields 2 molecules of retinal. Okay, and retinals are what? Retinals are the active form of vitamin A. Transport and storage of vitamin A. The dietary retinal is transported as retinyl esters in chylomicrons. Okay, this is very important. The transport form, it is retinyl esters in chylomicrons. It is stored form is retinyl esters mainly in liver adipose tissue, zinc modified form. Okay, now we will see the functions of vitamin A. What are the functions of vitamin A in the normal functioning of body? See, first of all, and the most important one is vision. Second one is maintenance of reproduction. The third one is anti-infective. Okay, it is also antioxidant. You are getting MCQs from each one of these points. Each one of these roles of vitamin A, you are getting questions. Okay, anti-carcinogenic. This vitamin is anti-carcinogenic also. So, it is very important. See the deficiencies, the deficiency features. First of all, night blindness. See the function, it is vision. So, if deficiency of vitamin A is there, night blindness can manifest. Similarly, xerophthalmia, this is also a manifestation in eye only. Next one is impotency. See here, it has a role in maintenance of reproduction. So, if it is deficient, impotency may be a probable deficiency feature. Growth retardation, that is also very important deficiency feature of vitamin A. Now, we will see the visual cycle in retina. See the visual cycle. All trans retinol gets converted to all trans retinal, which further changes to 11 cis retinal. Okay, and what is all this? This is all vitamin A. The active forms is retinal of vitamin A. Retinal is the active form of vitamin A. All trans retinol changes to all trans retinal. That further changes to 11 cis retinal. You all know cis and trans. These are the optical isomers. Okay. Now pigment rhodopsin is formed. This rhodopsin again changes to all trans retinal. This cycle continues in the presence of light. Rhodopsin to trans retinal. This cycle continues. Similarly, here opsin changes to rhodopsin, and here again opsin is given out. So this is a cycle. This is a visual cycle in retina in which vitamin A has an important role, because all this is vitamin A only, which is forming the rhodopsin, the visual pigment. Now we will see vitamin D. See the formation of vitamin D. It is synthesized in the body, in the skin, by the action of UV light. So D2, D3 is obtained from diet. 7-hydroxycholecalciferol in skin. Both these, under the influence of UV light, means sunlight, they tend to form vitamin D3. Now, it is still not the complete vitamin, it is vitamin D3. It has to undergo hydroxylations. Okay, so it will undergo the first hydroxylation. This is a question. First hydroxylation is in liver. Okay, this is the first hydroxylation. First hydroxylation yields us 25 hydroxy vitamin D3. 25 hydroxycholecalciferol, we can say it. Okay. Now, after this, 25 hydroxycholecalciferol undergoes the hydroxylation, means second hydroxylation of this 7 hydroxycholecalciferol. Now, second hydroxylation at 1 alpha position. This is 1 alpha hydroxylation in kidney. So, you are generally asked the question like which side the first hydroxylation of vitamin D is there. So, it occurs in liver, and the second one occurs in kidney. These are two potential questions. Now, after second hydroxylation, we get 125 dihydroxy vitamin D2. Okay, this is the active form. You may be asked the active form. This is the active form. 125 dihydroxy vitamin D2. This is the active form of vitamin D. Now, what it does? It causes increased absorption of calcium from the gut, also increases the mineralization of bone. Another important thing about vitamin D is that it behaves like a steroid hormone. So, this is also a question. It is asked which vitamin acts as a steroid hormone. Vitamin D acts as a steroid hormone binding to a nuclear receptor. The characteristic of steroid hormone is that it binds to a nuclear receptor, and this steroid, when it acts as a steroid hormone, it binds to the nuclear receptor protein. Now we'll see deficiency of vitamin D. What it causes? It causes rickets in children and osteomalacia in adults. Okay, and toxicity, it is also important. Vitamin D is most toxic of all vitamins. Now we'll see the toxic effects of calcium. When the serum calcium increases, what happens to the body? The effects, various effects we'll be seeing. See, increased blood pressure. This is important. Vasoconstriction. If vitamin D is increased, then serum calcium will increase in the body. Vasoconstriction will occur. Calcinosis, soft tissue calcification. Okay, even the soft tissues which do not need any calcification, they will also be calcified in case of hypercalcemia. Hypercalcemia means increased serum calcium. Nausea and stupor, these are the other effects of increased serum calcium. Vitamin K, see vitamin K. This is the only fat soluble vitamin with a specific coenzyme function. Okay. It is required for the production of blood clotting factors essential for coagulation. It is an anti-hemorrhagic vitamin. This may be a question. Which is the anti-hemorrhagic vitamin? Vitamin K is the anti-hemorrhagic vitamin. Now, see, it has three forms: K1, K2 and K3. These are very important. K1, phylloquinone. It is formed in chloroplast in plants. So, a rich dietary source of K1 will be green vegetables. Green vegetables are the source of vitamin K1. Vitamin K2 is menaquinone. Remember these names: phylloquinone, menaquinone and menadione. Okay, you will be getting these names instead of K1, K2, K3 in the questions. So, you have to remember these names. K2 is menaquinone. It is synthesized by bacteria in the gut. K3 is the menadione. This is the synthetic one. Okay, this is complex to improve its stability. So, these are the three forms of vitamin K. Now, we'll see absorption, transportation and excretion of vitamin K. It is absorbed in small intestine via the chylomicrons in the lymphatic system. It is transported via lipoproteins and is stored in liver. Storage is in liver. Vitamin K storage in liver, transport via lipoproteins. And it is excreted primarily in bile. This is very important. It is excreted primarily in bile and small amounts are excreted in urine. Functions of vitamin K. See, it is essential for clotting of blood. Clotting factors are synthesized in the liver as inactive precursors of vitamin K, converts them to their active forms. Okay, vitamin K is required for the conversion of the inactive precursors to their active forms. Conversion of prothrombin to thrombin, an active enzyme. Formation of fibrinogen to fibrin, leading to clot formation. Stimulates the bone formation and decreases the bone resorption. This is also important as vitamin K stimulates the bone formation and decreases the bone resorption. Now we'll see the deficiency features of vitamin K. Deficiency will lead to increased bleeding and hemorrhage, but it is rare because it is synthesized by intestinal bacteria also. I told you these are of three types: K1, K2 and K3. So if you are having deficiency of K1 in the diet, still K2 is being synthesized in the gut by the bacteria. So increased bleeding and hemorrhage is rare because it is synthesized by intestinal bacteria. But in case we are administering many antibiotics and these gut bacteria are killed, then this K2 will not be synthesized. Now when this K2 will not be synthesized, then we have a chance of increased bleeding and hemorrhage in case of its deficiency. Now we'll see hypervitaminosis K, means toxicity of vitamin K. Thrombosis, hemolytic anemia, jaundice, particularly in infants. The toxic effects is due to increased breakdown of RBC. Vitamin E. Vitamin E is also known as tocopherol. Okay. Tocopherol. You should know the other names always. It is a naturally occurring antioxidant. Another vitamin which we know is an antioxidant is vitamin A. And vitamin E is also an antioxidant. It is essential for normal reproduction in many animals. It is anti-sterility vitamin, also called as anti-sterility vitamin. You can get a question on this. Which of the following is anti-sterility vitamin? That will be vitamin E. The four major forms of vitamin E are designated alpha, beta, delta, gamma, and out of which alpha tocopherol is the most active. You should know this one. The most active form of tocopherol is the alpha tocopherol. Fine. Now we'll see the absorption and transport of vitamin E. All of you know this is a fat soluble vitamin. It is a fat soluble vitamin. So it is absorbed as micelles into chylomicrons. It is transported via lipoproteins and is stored in adipose tissue. Okay. It is excreted mainly in bile, urine and via skin. Now we'll see main functions. Main functions of vitamin E. The main function is antioxidant. Antioxidant function of vitamin E. Okay. It protects the cells against oxidative damage by free radicals. This is very important. Also, it plays a role in aging, sexual performance, prevention of cancer or heart disease. So, it is also anti-carcinogenic. Anti-carcinogenic. One more vitamin we had which was anti-carcinogenic. It was vitamin A. It was also antioxidant. It was also anti-carcinogenic. Now we'll see the deficiency of vitamin A. Deficiency may lead to hemolysis and hemolytic anemia. Also, reproductive failure can be there in the deficiency of vitamin E. Vitamin E is also known as anti-sterility vitamin. Anti-sterility vitamin. Okay. So, the deficiency can cause reproductive failure. And the toxicity of vitamin E is rare. Now, we'll see some frequently asked questions from this topic. See, first one. All of the following have antioxidant action except vitamin A, vitamin E, vitamin D and selenium. Okay. Vitamin A has antioxidant action. You all know. Vitamin E has antioxidant action. Okay. Selenium is also having antioxidant action. So, now the exception is vitamin D. It does not have an antioxidant action. Now, second one, active form of vitamin D. Which one is the active form of vitamin D? This you all should know. Active form is after 2 hydroxylations, it is 125 dihydroxy vitamin D2. Okay, this is the active form of vitamin D. You may be getting all the options like this. Here maybe vitamin D3, vitamin D1 will be written, or the hydroxylations will be incorrect. You should know the correct one. 125 dihydroxy vitamin D2 is the active form of vitamin D. Now the third one, vitamin A intoxication causes injury to which of the following cell organelles? Okay, this is very important. See, it causes injury to lysosomes. Okay. Another one, which vitamin is required for carboxylation of clotting factors? You all know this. This vitamin is vitamin K. Okay. Another important things about vitamin K, which I told, was K1, K2, K3. It comes in two forms, out of which this one is synthesized in the body itself. So its deficiency is rare, except in cases where heavy antibiotics are given so that these bacteria are killed. Okay, so now I have summarized all the most important questions from the topic, but the whole topic is a very important one. Each line is an MCQ, a potential MCQ. So just go through the synopsis in detail again, go through the video, and if you want to read more about this topic and prepare this widely, so just refer to the textbooks like Satyanarayana, Vasudeva, and prepare this topic very nicely, because you can expect more than 3 to 4 questions from this topic alone. I hope this topic is clear to you. If you have any queries, comment in the comment sections below. If you like this video, like and share the video, subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon to receive future notifications. Thank you for watching the video.